What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Browns video for you guys. And I have an update on the Browns' search for a new offensive coordinator, as of course they fired Ken Dorsey right after the season ended. And it sounds like Kevin Stefanski is wasting no time in getting these interviews going, as names have started coming out as the interviews have begun. Now, here's one thing to remember as we start seeing these names coming out, right? And interviews start happening. Whoever becomes the Browns' new offensive coordinator will not be calling plays, as it has been reported that Kevin Stefanski will be taking back the play sheet next year. Which, honestly, I like that, because we saw how good this offense was when Kevin was calling plays, as opposed to when Ken Dorsey was calling plays. Yeah. And honestly, it just seemed like Ken Dorsey's scheme just didn't fit the Browns in general. You know, the Browns are a more like play action, run heavy team. And we saw what they were doing with Ken Dorsey's scheme, right? Just didn't really fit. It didn't really help that the injury bug just never left. The damn thing's been stuck to us like a damn leech the last 2 years. Like, we went into the season with injuries, and we just never really got fully healthy. You know? We'll see what next year brings, but let's start talking about the names that have been revealed in the offensive coordinator search. And the first name is a guy who's already on the staff, as Ian Rappaport tweeted this out earlier this morning, and I quote, "The Browns have interviewed Tommy Rees for their vacant OC job, as the tight ends coach and passing game specialist gets the chance for a promotion," sources say. The former Bama OC, who also played QB at Notre Dame, is a fast riser. And it sounds like he's one of the favorites for the OC job, too. Sounds like the locker room really likes him. And honestly, I mean, I'd be down. I'd be down, right? Give him a chance. If, you know, any of these other new coaches don't take him. Because it's already been rumored that if Vrabel gets a new job, which he will, like, it's a foregone conclusion that Mike Vrabel will be a head coach somewhere next year. It sounds like Vrabel might be taking Tommy Rees with him. So we'll see there. Now, looking at Tommy Rees's resume, not as extensive as the other names I'll be talking about, but he's been in a lot of places. Started off with Northwestern as a grad assistant. Then he went to the Chargers in 2016 as an offensive assistant. Then he went to Notre Dame, where he spent time as a QB coach and then an offensive coordinator and QB coach. And then he went to Alabama to be their OC and quarterbacks coach. And then, of course, the Browns hired him this past season to be the pass game specialist and tight ends coach. And honestly, I mean, tight ends are pretty good, right? David Njoku looked amazing when he was healthy. Jordan Akins was solid. Yeah. So overall, good year for the tight ends. And we'll see if Tommy Rees can actually get the OC job, because I'm sure there will be more names coming out over the next couple of days. Now, another name that has come out today from Tom Pelissero, and I quote, "The Browns will interview Seahawks QB coach Charles London for their offensive coordinator job on Friday," per source. And looking at Charles London's resume, and yeah, it's pretty extensive. He's been a lot of places. He started off at Duke as a grad assistant. Then he was promoted to running backs coach. Then he made the jump to the NFL with the Bears as an offensive quality control coach. Then he went to Tennessee to be the Titans offensive assistant. Then he went back to college to Penn State to be the running backs coach. Then he went back to the NFL, where he remains, of course, with Houston as the running backs coach. Then he went to the Bears to be their running backs coach. Then the Falcons to be their QB coach. And then he went to the Titans to be their QB coach and pass game coordinator. And then, of course, this past season, he was with the Seahawks as their QB coach, working with Geno Smith. Okay. And then the final name that's come out is Darrell Bevell from Jonathan Jones, and I quote on Twitter, "The Browns are expected to interview Dolphins QB coach, pass game coordinator Darrell Bevell for their vacant offensive coordinator position," source says. Then you look at Darrell Bevell's background, his resume, and again, very extensive. He's been, again, a lot of places, right? These ain't no first timers, that's for sure. As you see, he started off at Westmar in 1996, wherever that is. Okay. Passing game coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Then he went to Iowa State as a grad assistant. Then he went to Connecticut as a wide receivers coach. Then he made the jump to the NFL, where again he currently remains. Started off with Green Bay from 2000 to 2002 as an assistant QB coach. Then he just became their straight up QB coach from 03 to 05. Then he went to the Vikings to be their offensive coordinator from 2006 to 2010. Then he went to go be the OC with Seattle from 2011 to 2017. Then he went to Detroit to be their offensive coordinator from 2019 to 2020. Then he went to the Lions to be their interim head coach. Then he went to Jacksonville to be their offensive coordinator. And then he was also named their interim head coach. I think that's when they fired Urban Meyer, right? Yeah. And then, of course, he spent the last couple of years with Miami, with the Dolphins, as their QB coach and pass game coordinator. So, yeah. Oh, man. That's interesting. I think of the names mentioned, if I had to rank them, I'll say Tommy Rees has a slight lead over the other two. Now, we'll see what happens. Of course, one name that we're keeping an eye on is Klint Kubiak. I feel like if he gets an interview, he's probably going to be the favorite in my eyes because he worked with Kevin Stefanski. And of course, if we hire Klint, you might as well say Kirk Cousins could very well be a Cleveland Brown because Kirk worked with Kevin and Klint in Minnesota. That's where he had one of his best seasons. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if any more names come out, I will definitely let you guys know. But let me know what you guys think of the names mentioned so far as Kevin Stefanski has begun the search for a new offensive coordinator. Now, of course, as we know, Kevin will be calling plays next year. So this guy would essentially just be a guy that he would talk to when it comes to the system and game plan, right? Yeah, the offensive coordinator will not be calling plays most likely next year. At least that's what I'm hearing right now. So we'll see how that search goes, and we'll see how many more names come out, because I'm sure there will be many, many more names that come out, especially once the playoffs get going and names become free. So we'll see what happens. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'll see you guys tonight for Notre Dame and Penn State in the Orange Bowl for a chance to go to the national title game. See you guys tonight. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Bye-bye.